looking at the lineup today, no Shohei Ohtani in there. Is this just more of giving him a day to reset, or does this come just with kind of the news he shared about Spicer being a little sore, and of course he's still battling that knee irritation?
This is more of just the soreness of the knee. Yesterday went in there for some treatment, and then so I think that talking to the training staff, it was just best to let's just give him a day. Swing the bat really well, but just so it again doesn't turn into something that it shouldn't, that we can prevent. That's kind of the thought. Going into yesterday, I expect him to play today, but then I appreciate him saying that there's some soreness to then allow me to make a decision what is in his best interest, and that's what we're doing.
They've seen you manage him a little bit differently this year, just in general, to help protect him as he's gone back to his full two-way self. But do you see trying to potentially give him some more time here and there right now as he does try to manage his knee?
I think it's more of just, I appreciate the communication, and I can't read minds, the training staff can't read minds, so just for him to communicate that then allows for us to make a decision. So, after tonight's day off, he could come back and feel refreshed and play the next, call it 4 or 5 before the next off day, or feel after 3 games that I'm a little sore again and need a blow. And so for me, all I ask is the honest communication with him. And again, that's what he did, and that's helpful.
During the game yesterday, maybe triggered some more. Like it said recently that it had been improving a little bit.
You know what? I don't think there was one incident. I think that the last couple of days he's been on base a lot more, so I think that's been a good thing in one sense. Whereas the last part of the road trip he wasn't. So I think that there might have been a little something to that.
How confident are you that he'll be back tomorrow?
Very, very confident, yes.
Was there anything in particular that surprised you about the last 2 games?
Surprised me about the last 2 games, the amount of homers. That's probably the biggest thing. But we have a chance to win a series. But nothing else. It's still a good team fighting, for something.
How is Shohei's biceps? Is that?
Good. I don't know exactly what day he's going to start, but he has been doing the plyos consistently. Hopefully this weekend at some point or early next week he'll start playing catch again and building up.
The fact that this came up just 2 days after an off day gives you concern, make you think you're going to have to do this fairly often now?
Fair question. I think that I'm trying to restrain from, forecast what's going to happen as opposed to just reading and reacting. So, yeah, you just had 3 days ago we just had an off day, and then to say that it's some soreness certainly is different than what we've done the last, call it 2 weeks or whatever it's been, right? So, is it a trend? I hope not, but if it is, then we just got to manage it.
Is he fully off today, or is he potentially available off the bench?
He'll be already off the bench, potentially. We'll see.
The fact, though, that it's not kind of getting noticeably better, right? I mean, the fact that he's still kind of flaring up. I mean, any thoughts of just shutting him down at some point and just, I don't know, giving him 10 days to just get over this thing for good? It's hard. That's a hard question, and I understand the thought behind it. But it's gotten better over the last few weeks, markedly. He's been a very productive player, but to kind of, as you said, essentially take it out of his hands, shut him down. The player, you trust him, he feels like he can go. He's not 100%. Very few players are 100%. Then what is it? Is it 70%? Is it 80%? Is it 90%? And so I think for me, there's still that conversation, Dylan, where it's like he understands what's the most important part of the season is to come, and he understands his value with our team, and so a player that's been around for as long as he has, that knows his body, it's hard to just take it out of his hands and essentially bench him.
Right. I mean, that said, right, I mean, with the knee thing, I mean, initially, right, obviously, having pitching, right, he said it was fine, you know, you could pitch through it. But then it got to a point where you did have to kind of shut him down for pitching.
That's right.
Then it was kind of like, okay, well, it only bothers me pitching, I'm fine hitting. And we've now gotten to this point where, right, he's not in the lineup today.
Right.
And so, I know you said you kind of don't want to get into kind of the forecasting business, but it does kind of feel like, you know, obviously, you know, I'm guessing it's better to kind of get it.
I just think that I just don't think that, you know, for us to just kind of, I think there's conversations and being mindful of, again, his value, you know, what we could do, and you've obviously given an option, and so we're talking about this constantly. We are, and nothing should be off the table, and nothing is set in stone. So I think that it's more of, you know, how he feels. This surprised me. So now with this new information, we got to have different conversations.
So does this really kind of come down, I guess, to, I don't know, you guys kind of giving them the respect, I guess? To,
Yeah.
If this were somebody else, maybe you guys would be maybe a little bit more.
We did it with Freddie last year or 2 years ago, you know, and we've done that. I mean, teams do that with players that they're all treated fairly but differently, right? It's kind of, that's part of it.
Is he getting new percentages? Like, does he have to be like really sore to ask for?
I didn't get a percentage from him. I just talked to the trainer and he just said maybe tonight might be a good day for him to be down. And I said, okay.
Dave, has the training staff kind of relayed specifically what kind of treatment he gets, especially on a day like today where he felt more
No,
soreness?
today is more of just treatment, R&R, take the mental day, because there's a lot that comes with him as a player, so take it all in. But specific training methods or whatever, I don't get into that, no.
Did you see him today?
Not yet, he just arrived.
So you haven't talked to him or?
Correct.
I just kind of think that he like really wants to play, right? I mean, seems to really enjoy playing. It's something that, I mean, that said, if that, right, goes too much, I mean, how much responsibility, I guess, maybe you guys have to kind of tell him, like, hey, like, we understand that you want to play, but, you know, this is even, like, good for you.
Well, he wanted to play tonight. So I think that to that point, he's not playing tonight.
What'd you hear about like Snell's outing last night, and what's next for him?
Really good. I think that the front office and Mark, they're going to huddle up today. Blake will be back here, and it was very good. Gave it one hit, punched a lot of guys. I think it was 9 in 4 innings, and so yeah, I think the question now is he going to go out and do another rehab to get to 5 and 75, or is that 5 innings going to be with us? So I can't answer that right now.
What goes into that decision? How much of that is just based off the fact that you do have a spot and your 6-month vacation open? Right?
That's part of the calculus. And then, you know, does he feel good about it? Do we feel good about it? There is an opportunity, but we can still manage it if we don't do that. So there's some ways we can go.
Well, he's coming off of just back-to-back phenomenal outings. Do you feel like things have really turned for him, just as who he is on the mound right now and how he's executing his pitches?
I do, but you know, every day's a test, every outing's a test, and you know, you've got to continue to prove it, and you should want to do that. So, but you know, the last couple have been really good, and I do think that there's a real confidence there. There's a real consistent pitch making. I think that the delivery has been as consistent as I've seen it all year. He has command of that split, which is the key to everything for him in his game. So yeah, we'll see. But you know, today's a good test. These guys are certainly this series are swinging the bats well. So we'll see what we got.
What are these baseball activities that Smith is doing?
Lifting weights. Kind of, I think he's getting his body moving as far as the cardio part of it. I think that there's some throwing involved, and I'm assuming some swinging. Not sure how aggressive that is, but moving, being active, lifting weights is kind of the floor where we're going.
And how quickly do you think this can proceed?
That's, I'm not sure. I think that this is something that's uncharted territory for him, certainly, and we're sort of back at square one. So I just don't know how long that ramp up, and it's kind of every marker. If he feels good, that we can keep advancing. But yeah, there's obviously going to be a rehab assignment behind it. So I just don't know. But very confident that it's going to happen, given that he's paying free and he's doing some things now.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.